A presidential pep talk at campaign headquarters in the final hours of the 2020 race.
I think we're going to have a great night. But it's politics and it's elections, and you never know.
President Trump now rallying his own troops after rallying supporters with 5 stops in the last 24 hours. And tonight, 3 key things to watch: the map, the message, and the mood.
We're going to win this state so easily.
Mapping out a win means holding on to key battlegrounds the president took in 2016, where polls now show close races. Campaign sources say they feel good about states like North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, where the First Lady cast her ballot this morning. Advisors acknowledge to NBC News Michigan is an uphill climb, but it's crucial Pennsylvania that could be a tipping point, a state the president campaigned in more than any other. One source describing it as on a knife's edge.
We spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania. It's always been a very good place for me.
The president's message: turn out. With this race, a referendum not just on him.
This isn't about, it is about me, I guess, when you think about it.
But on his pandemic response, as he again incorrectly suggests the country has a handle on COVID cases.
We're rounding the turn, by the way. They hate it when I say it, but we're rounding the turn.
That's contradicted by one of his own top advisors, Dr. Deborah Birx. In an internal report obtained by the Washington Post, she pushes for much more aggressive action, an approach that is not being implemented, she says. The White House, in response, insists they're working around the clock to defeat the virus. The mood inside the Trump orbit: anxiety mixed with cautious optimism, memories lingering of their 2016 come-from-behind win, but eyes on suburban women and seniors who have moved away from President Trump. And for the president himself, a rare, reflective moment.
Winning is easy. Losing is never easy. Not for me, it's not.
Tonight, the president's set to once again mix official business with campaign activities. As sources tell me, several hundred people are expected in the East Room for election night. COVID testing required.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.